and not only capitals, but regions. I think that our students are not equal. They are not equal when it comes to teachers' education and tools they use in classrooms, and access to different digital tools also at home.
Bonjour tout le monde, merci d'être avec nous pour la suite de ce programme. Donc, nous sommes en direct avec Facebook et plus précisément avec Salla, qui est donc responsable des affaires européennes et supervise l'engagement de Facebook en matière de politique européenne auprès des utilisateurs des institutions et des États membres. Et là, nous allons switcher en anglais. Hello, Laura, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
No. It's a big pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. Can you just tell us a little bit more?
No, it's a big pleasure to have
just
you
present
here.
yourself a little bit so that people can know you more.
Yeah, of course. So hello, everyone. My name is Aura Salla, and I'm head of the EU affairs for Facebook. So hello, everyone. And of course also for Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus classes. So I'm head of office here in Brussels. My team is based here in the center.
Many of you have been studying remotely now over a year. So I actually joined the team exactly 1 year ago, last May. I came from the European Commission. I worked there for 6 years. I was a political advisor for the Vice President and President of the Commission. And then I jumped to the private sector, and it has been quite a year working remotely, never seen my team actually physically. So very particular times. And I think that's also a topic that we are going to talk a little bit more of today, like how we use these digital tools, studying and working, and also contacting our friends and family.
Okay, thank you so much. To just start the topic, actually, you will discuss with us about different educational tools that have been developed by Facebook, including Facebook Get Digital. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know that Facebook has always been a place for debate, community building, different conversations. As I said, also connecting with our friends and family globally. And this is, of course, not without challenges. And these challenges are not unique only for our platforms, but different digital platforms. And Facebook really, we mirror the society. We have more than 3 billion users, monthly users on our platforms every day. And yes, there are also some bad and ugly that and some really good things also, but that's why I am saying that it's a mirror of our society. So we also understand our huge responsibility that we need to take seriously, safety, privacy issues, harmful content, and so on and so forth. But truly, to solve all these problems, we really needed to team up with different educators, sociologists, and behavior scientists, researchers, policymakers, and so on and so forth. And also our consumers, people who actually use our platforms. Because we really believe that the part of the solution really lies with citizens. And that's why we wanted to team up with people who actually understand what does it mean actually to have this digital citizenship, different well-being program. And that's why we launched this Get Digital in March 2020, so over a year ago. And this Get Digital program is a free program. And it's designed to provide informed lessons, different tips and resources to help young people develop competencies and skills they need in digital world. And also for parents and not only young people, but people who are interested about this. And the goal of this program is really to help children to stay safe online, but also to empower people to positive influence the communities around them, both online and also in person. And these resources were really designed to be used by educators and families anytime, both in classrooms and at home. But they have also become more even important for young people who spend more time on their devices during this current pandemic, as also I described that I'm doing all the time, and I think you can share this thing with me.
Yes,
So
totally. Yes.
that's what is Get Digital in a nutshell.
And how did you develop the different activities proposed on the website?
So actually, the input was really provided by educators, parents, and so they told us what they actually want to have, and then these different lessons and like guidelines were also developed in partnership with experts from Harvard and different scientific centers, teachers, and like different people who actually know how to do digital education. Our targeted audience was age 10 to 18, and we coordinated this with grandparents, parents, and so on. So there are different pillars there. So online safety is, of course, one of them, and then wellness, how you support yourself online, engagement, how you interact with other people worldwide, and the idea is also empower people. So how you can use and also use these tools to promote good, social good, and how you discover different opportunities, like also in this 21st century careers, and where do you want to see yourself being in the future. So we also partnered with UNESCO and different associations to understand better what is happening on the ground and what young people really need.
Okay. And have you seen any resistance to this initiative? Because we have this some people have this bad image of Facebook, and if they are developing an educational tool, maybe some have a bad opinion about that. Have you seen any resistance to this?
I think that people who join this initiative, they really want to be part of that. So since this far we have only positive feedback of these tools, but of course, if you would ask from people who are not using these tools or doesn't know about these tools, they would mainly say, I think that we are not communicating enough. We should do even more education on digital citizenship, media literacy, and so on. And we are doing that, of course. But the feedback that we hear from parents and young people right now is that this is really well received, and the basic question and criticism is like, why didn't you do this before? And I think everything we do on this platform, it always, some people say that, oh, you are late in the game, you should have done this 3 years ago, 5 years ago. But I would just like to defend a little bit that we are a startup, and we are growing so fast globally. So we are doing definitely our best, but yeah, only positive feedback since this far from people who use these tools.
Okay, and talking about communication, what was your strategy to popularize the website?
Yeah, the idea is that we need to have this, of course, in as many languages as possible, because local languages and tailor-making this little bit also for regions, for different cultures, it's super important, because not everyone speaks English, and it's very different if you use these tools in US, UK, Czech, or Poland. So we actually also teamed up with countries specifically. For example, in the EU, we do a lot of work in Slovenia, Croatia, Hungary, Greece, Portugal, and so on and so forth, Baltic states, because we really feel that it's important that we also communicate locally. And teaming up with different associations who already have their wings spread around societies in their own communities, it's super helpful, and it helps us to understand what their communities actually need. So that's how we are doing this. And of course, on our different platforms, because we have these tools to use our platforms to actually share this information. So this includes different videos, different tips, sheets, conversation starters. So you can find all these tools from our platforms.
Okay. And what other digital tools have you developed from an educational perspective?
Yeah, this is now the flagship program that we have. We actually baked in everything possible here. So this is the program that we have now. However, of course, then we team up with the European Commission, with different associations to help them with their goals and what they want to achieve with our platforms. But this Get Digital is now, there are baked in all different tools that we have at the moment.
And what other, no, sorry, why are these tools essential in learning today?
Yeah, I think it is essential in a sense that when I was growing up, for example, we were still like computers came to Finland. I'm originally from Finland, so I was super lucky, of course. We got our first computers to classrooms 1992, if I remember correctly. And I was lucky in a sense growing up with, of course, with Nokia and different computers. But traveling around the EU and visiting all 27 member states, and not only capitals, but regions, I think that our students are not equal. They are not equal when it comes to teachers' education and tools they use in classrooms, and access to different digital tools also at home. So that's why I feel that it's so important that we do these kind of things, because we have the ability to do that. And nowadays, many of us, we have at least some device we can use. So that's why I feel that also giving these equal opportunities for everyone to develop their digital citizenship skills is so super important. And also, like, things are moving ahead so rapidly now, so you need to develop new skills almost like daily basis if you want to follow up different apps, or if you want to apply to summer job or to some certain high school or learning programs. You need to be able to do that digitally. So that's why we wanna offer these abilities for as many students and as many young people as possible globally.
Okay, right. And to talk more about the tools, which tools are more successful? To say that for Facebook Get Digital, have you seen any difference between different activities, the users asking more for this kind of program than another one, maybe?
Yeah, maybe not directly to something to do with education, but for example, we have this coronavirus information center now, and that was set up to promote access to like authoritative health information. And we teamed up also here with World Healthcare Organization, Commission, national ministries in different member states, and health authorities. And we can see that it has reached over 2 billion people worldwide, and with more than 600 million clicking through to learn more. And when you go to your Facebook feed and also in your Instagram, you can see, like here in Belgium, you can have that information in French and in Flemish. In Finland, you can have that in Finnish. So this is, for example, that kind of a tool where we can see that it's super useful, that people actually find this kind of digital tools to find authorized information. And the second thing is voting information centers. So I'm giving you some concrete example. Particularly now in the US elections, it was helpful that people can actually find out where can I vote, how can I vote, and you can find that information from your Facebook account where people click in every day. And then I think one thing that is super important is also this climate science information center that we now have also on our platforms. I think every one of us agree that we need to have more objective and more facts out there, and that's why we really wanted to have this kind of climate information center also on our platforms. So we are developing this kind of new tools for authorized information, right information, information from authorities on different things, because we know how important it is that you can find facts from our platforms.
Okay. I have a question in chat that is asking, how do Facebook see the future of digital for education and the impact of social networks in this era?
Yeah, I think one thing that I would like to highlight, what I haven't said before so clearly, is that the information we have online, we need to understand how important it is that it's factful, if I can use this term, because so many young people also I'm not talking only about young people, but young people also, when they get information from our platforms, and we know that there is not everything that people write is objective. People write their opinions on our platforms, right? Yes. So that's why this kind of tools where you can actually find right information, where you have access to educators, scientific information, researchers, you can have parents community, teachers community, and you can build your digital citizenship there, which is based also on media literacy, digital literacy. It is super important because back in the days, they teach us to actually read the newspaper from cover to end. Yes. And you are actually reading different kind of information, right? Someone has edited that information. Someone thought that this is something that people from this municipality or this capital or from this country should be reading. Yes. And you have journalists who are doing that for you, and someone is editing that information. And that's not the world where we live anymore, because if you go to our platforms, for example, you have so many opinions. And for young people, it can be a little bit confusing also. So in that sense, that's why we think that we need to have this kind of a different digital tools to educate and provide information for young people on our platforms. And it needs to be easily accessible. So if you go to Facebook and you check these different centers there, where you can find this, it cannot be that you need to click many times, and that we also know, of course.
Yes, I am checking the chat right now, and we have good positive response. Actually, one question is, what do you plan? Do you plan to develop more in the future, and which program? What I think the question is like, what are your next challenge maybe, and so what are the next program that you want to develop?
Yeah, I cannot launch new programs, unfortunately. In this interview, I'm not allowed to do that. However,
not even a little bit of a spoiler.
I think our engineers will not be happy if things will not fly. But what we are looking at the moment is, of course, how the society is changing and what people actually like. Let's political speech or elections, and you know that the European Union is coming out this year with their plan on the European Democracy Action Plan, because they are worried about political speech and political advertisement and elections. And I know many of you can also vote for first time soon, or you already voted for first time. And securing free elections in our democratic societies is super important. And that's why we took this challenge in the US now very seriously. We are taking that in Germany, this year in France, and in many other countries. And that's why we are developing all these kind of digital tools also, label political ads, and we are storing them now to this ad library. Yes. So people can check like different political ads, what you have there. So, and then we also have these kind of tools that we are now developing that, you can check origin and author of different pages and accounts. So you can be sure that this is a real publisher or real celebrity or real researcher. So you have these blue labels and so on. So these are the things that we are now really focusing also, that we want to make sure that people, when they go to our platforms, they know the resources of this information. If this is, my aunt writing something about climate change and that's her opinion and she has right for that opinion, right? But then when you have actually a researcher or media outlet who needs to give you facts, that's a different thing. So these type of tools we are now developing together with, different researchers, authorities, because it is important that people can find facts from our platforms.
Yes, absolutely. Aura, thank you so much. I don't know if you want to add something to our conversation.
Yeah, maybe one thing. I would encourage people to go our platforms and give us feedback, because that's what we need right now. And that's why we want to have engagement with you, because we want to understand, what are still the hiccups there and what would you like to see more? Do you find these tools useful or not? Because for me, at least, it is super inspiring and important to have that feedback, so that I can go back to those engineers then and tell what kind of tools we actually need, because maybe we don't always know best, but you do, because you actually use our platforms.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone just heard that. Donc n'hésitez pas à aller sur Facebook Get Digital, essayez, donnez des feedbacks et revenez vers nous après, parce que c'est grâce à ça qu'on peut améliorer justement. Donc thank you Aura, for being with us tonight. Oh my God, today. We are in Brussels and I'm saying tonight. Wow, it's a long day. I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
Have a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye, have a nice day. Nous nous retrouvons donc dans quelques minutes justement, donc là ce sera plutôt le matin, très tôt le matin, car nous allons au Québec rejoindre Mélanie Risque, qui est CEO de Arène Education et qui va nous parler justement de l'importance d'appuyer les associations et les organismes à but non lucratif dans le secteur de l'éducation. Restez avec nous, merci.